So I will sell the pictures to the kids, and everyone will be happy, and I'll make something of my own for the remainder part of the term, and accommodate myself in the situations whereby everyone is eating bread during breakfast.
Hey everybody, my name is Angie Murenga. You're watching Just Angie, and it's Mwene Inchi Monday, and I have a guest in studio. He is so dear to my heart, but also the reason why we do Mwene Inchi Monday is because there are people who said they own this nation, and sometimes they make us feel like there's no hope or we get stuck. So it's a governance segment that we put in to showcase what Kenyans are doing, and we've also had Ugandans, people from Africa, the positive stories that are coming out, and Ishmael is one such story. So Ishmael, Salimiatu, I know you don't like being on this side of the camera, you're usually on the other side of the camera, definitely. But today the roles are reversed.
Today they have been flipped. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
You're so welcome.
And it's one of those opportunities, you don't get them easily, and I appreciate so much for calling me onto this platform.
Yeah. And what I love about it is I've taken you out of your comfort zone completely. When you're on the other side of the Bugatti, Ishmael has a camera I like calling a Bugatti. It's not a Bugatti, it's the serious camera. When you're on the other side of the camera, you're there, you're in your element. But on this side of the camera, you're not
I'm not
in your element. Because this is not you. You're the one who tells people what to do.
But I'm going to try my best.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure you will, Ishmael. You have a very amazing heart. What I love about you, Ishmael, you've just told me, and I hope I can say that you've just recently turned 30.
Yeah.
And you're exactly the reason why we started Mwene Inchi Monday, because we wanted to encourage the young people.
Yes.
Because sometimes if I feel overwhelmed in this nation, and I'm in my 50s, mid-50s, I wonder what other younger people, do they have hope? Can they see, it's like there's now a gap, can they penya through the gap and make something of themselves? And that's why we have you as a story. So I don't know where you want to start. Where do you want to start? Who is Ishmael?
Oh, wow. So, Ishmael Azeli is just normal young Kenyan who's trying to make ends meet out here, and I'm a filmmaker. Personally, I like saying I'm a cinematographer because it's an art that comes with time.
Okay.
So it's with time that you build up to be a cinematographer, unlike just being a filmmaker.
A filmmaker.
Yeah, because filmmaker is a bit of like general term.
Okay.
In the industry, and so I'm just a normal young Kenyan.
You're married to Winnie before you get into trouble.
Yeah.
You are you say now I'm helping you.
I'm married to one beautiful lady called Winnie, and we have 3 kids.
Yes.
Bahati,
Baraka, and
Tawi, who's actually name was given by you, ma'am.
I'm
so
very happy.
We are very thankful for that.
Yes.
And also, it's always a pleasure to hang around you and have everything moving forward.
Amen.
Yeah.
And I love the way that we met. Anyway, first of all, so this filmmaker, this cinematographer, you're sitting in that chair because Ishmael, you are a success story. You came from nothing, and by God's grace, you have become something. And that's very encouraging for the young people. First of all, I like the way you said the filmmaker and the cinematographer, because that's process.
Yeah.
And you said that time is what is required. Yeah. But how did you come to hold the camera?
Wow. So back then, I used to, when I was in school, I used to love so much of like anything to do with camera stuff, and since my dad never used to he used to come visit, but he never used to regularly come visit.
That was when you were in school, in boarding school?
In high school, in boarding school. And so I decided, since I'm gonna be, because I was always crashing on the visiting day when everyone is like, they have reversed, I always say they reversed parking. They did a reverse parking, and then they opened their trunks, and then, there's all this
the goodies
food there,
out.
And guys are having fun, and I'm just there watching outside the gates, no one is coming, and it's one. I mean, a couple of times he used to come, others is like, oh, Ishmael, I don't have money to do, it's not a good day, so I won't show up. And so what we decided to do, I decided to buy a small camera. So I saved up my pocket money, which was actually not much, and bought a film camera. Yeah, and then so during visiting days, I used to take pictures for people who have visited. And so since they've been left behind with pocket monies, so I used to kind of make sure before the day ends, I have like at least 2 roll of films. And then I used to have a very good friend of mine who was a teacher, who I used to make sure like I don't mess around with him. So I used to give him those rolls so he could go to the nearby, center and process the photos that I've been taking that day, and then at least after 2 days before they eat all the money,
all their pocket money.
Yeah. So I will sell the pictures to the kids, and everyone will be happy, and I'll make something of my own for the remainder part of the term, and accommodate myself in the situations whereby everyone is eating bread during breakfast and you don't have money to spend.
You don't have money. But I thought that was such a brilliant idea, Ishmael.
So that's how I started the whole journey, and then with time I came out of school, and then of course cleared, and then I joined a college. I'm sure, I don't know if it's still there. It's called Nairobi Aviation.
Nairobi Aviation College.
Yeah.
But I always wondered, Nairobi, but they were doing filmmaking.
No, they were doing journalism.
Okay.
So they had a course. Yeah. So they had a course of media and journalism. So I decided to join media because that was my route anyway. So then I joined, and then when I was still there, I got a few gigs from Nation and other media companies to work as a freelance.
Still with a camera?
Yeah. No, by then I didn't. Now outside the year I didn't have a camera.
Okay.
So I had to kind of borrow every time
camera.
Every time I'm out, I have to borrow a camera and go. So with the time I also saved. I bought a new camera, which is actually the help of my dad, and so it's wrong to say it, but I just like saying it because it's part of what us as human beings and as young people go through. So I used to actually to pray, so something can happen, I can go take pictures.
Because that's what you said. You were doing those Nation correspondence things. Like something happens, then you're the first on the scene.
The first on the scene.
You take the pictures, then you sell them to Nation.
And then also I'm the first back on the station
to give the pictures.
And I make sure I get the money at the end of the
so
month.
God forbid you needed bad things to happen so you could take pictures. But since then we have grown.
But it's
funny. That was the beginning.
Yeah, but it's always funny how during that time there was actually, I remember very, it was the period where there was a lot of bomb blasts going on in Nairobi, and so I was always alert, always, and I didn't have a car, I didn't have anything, so I used to kind of just have a friend who used to own a motorbike, so I used to tell him, if you take me there, I'll pay you end month. So I used to kind of accommodate all that and pay the motorbike guys during.
So you're actually a definition of a hustler. Sometimes I don't like that thing, but you have hustled. Yeah, you hustled in school. Yeah. What I loved about you is looking at this situation. People are just eating chapatis and chicken and you're not, but I'm like, this business, I'm going to get into it. And then you took their photos and then you sold their photos and then now you went to college and then you found out that you could go and you could be a correspondent if you were first on the scene in breaking news and taking pictures and then taking them back. So you were always trying to progress, and that's a good mindset for somebody out there. So that's where we're going to leave you today. You must try to progress. You must think outside the box of this situation. There are people in life who everything is fed to them, and then there are people like Ishmael, and I'm sure there are many of you out there who can identify, who you just have to think, look at the situation and think, how can I make the situation better? Because he sold people pictures, so he got a part of their pocket money, he gained their own pocket money. There was no way me now as a mother and a parent, I want to be like, who is she, please? We don't have to go through all this, but there was nothing like that. He had to survive, and that's the thing about hustling. So don't be down and say that you cannot do anything. You've got to do something, and we'll see you next Monday on Governance Monday. God bless you. Bye-bye.